Anxiety and panic attacks took me and my life right off my feet. So I want to let you know right now that you're going to be fine and get through it. For each of us, this time frame and getting through it will be a little bit different, but everybody has gotten through it. At first, I didn't know what was going on. I had these spring-like sensations going down my back, and my heart was beating out of my chest. On top of that, I was sweating, and the world felt cloudy, like everything felt surreal. Any of this sound familiar? The worst of it is thinking you're going crazy, and you're not. But if you were like me and didn't know what it was, you really thought you were. Once I figured out what was going on with me, it was sort of a relief because all my life I was going through these attacks and it costed me jobs and my very life at the moments it came on. I'm 33 here now and I said, this is the time, I've had enough. I need to figure out what's going on. Before I was afraid to tell anybody about it and hid it the best I could. I avoided a lot of things because I was afraid of the attacks. But today, and you'll be like this too, today I don't fear them at all. Why? Well, because they always pass and they don't hurt you. It's just your body's way in telling you that you've been keeping things bottled up inside for too long. This is totally natural and you need to know this. Here's how it works. Once you feel a panic attack coming on, adrenaline is released in your body and it does all these funny things that you feel. It also makes you think you're crazy, which you're not. If you've ever heard the fight or flight response, it's exactly what's going on. You'll either want to face what's going on or you'll flee from it, which is what I was doing. It can be triggered from anything or even subconsciously. The key is not to be afraid of them. In fact, let them come and don't think, I can't wait for this to be over. Instead, think, bring it on so I can learn from it. Always think like that. It's the key in getting through these and learning from them. I know they can be the most scariest things ever to happen to you. You'll feel like the world isn't real, like everything is cloudy. You won't be able to think right, which brings you more panic. But again, this is all normal. It will not hurt you at all. The hardest parts of all this is being ashamed. For me, it was because I thought people would think I was crazy. This is the second key. You'll need to tell people about it. It helps, and the sooner you realize there are a lot of others going through the exact same thing, it's kind of an eye-opener. I read that 4% of everyone on the planet goes through them, and I never really heard anything about it until I discovered this was in fact what I was going through. You'll need to find support groups, whether it be family or just a close friend. They can help you vent what you're feeling. I found out once I actually opened up, it felt good, at least for a little bit. Remember, this will take time. Another key to dealing with all this is taking it one day at a time. Don't focus on next week or even tomorrow. Just get through your day. I always felt comfortable at night and had bad mornings. Again, I think this is something that's common with all of us. So, if you're looking forward to going to bed, makes you feel good, then do it. It's okay to go to these places. I know someone who found comfort in driving when she had this anxiety and panic attack. So, I told her to go for that drive. You have to take things a day at a time. If you used to like doing something and just can't do it now, do it for a few minutes. I'm serious. Let me give you an example. Say you have dishes in the sink but you can't bring yourself to do them. Go and just do one, and that's it. And perhaps next time you'll do two. Another key in getting through this is thinking positive. Stay positive. The fact that you searched for this video is already a step in the right direction. For me, I was a negative person, and even now I'm working on changing my way in thinking. Words like but or should have need to be replaced. Let me give you an example. Let's say if you go to the mall and you're thinking that people are going to notice you're nervous or whatever it is you want to use as an example. Well, how about looking at this logically now? People that are in the mall are more fixated on what they're actually there for and not what you're doing. So why would I be nervous? That's a bit of positive thinking. You need to analyze everything you're thinking and come out with a more positive outlook. This takes practice. And here's a hard one for me even now. What if you can't change the outcome? Well, you'll need to train yourself and the way you're thinking so that you'll dismiss these thoughts. I mean, why would you worry about it if you can't change it? How about taking it a day at a time? There's no point to worry about something you can't change. I know what you're thinking, but that don't help. You see what I did there? I used the word but. It's these words we need to get rid of. They are negative and do nothing to help us. You need to let go of these negative thoughts on things you can't change. Just dismiss it. It will take a bit of time to learn how to do this, but always keep practicing. Here's some useful tools to help you deal with panic attacks and anxiety in general. You'll learn to know when they're coming. I do now. Once you feel them coming on, inhale through your nose, one of them deep breaths, hold it for 3 seconds, and then breathe out through your mouth. Do this a few times. This will actually tell your body there's nothing wrong. It's just like a mechanism. It's something that physically works. While you're going to be doing this, I know your mind is going to be racing. So just keep thinking, relax. I may not like these feelings, but they're not going to hurt me and I'll pass. I will not be afraid of them. In fact, I'm going to learn from this experience. The other side of the coin is depression that can come with it. I had a bout of that as well. I hated waking up. I couldn't get energy to do anything. I kept thinking how these panic attacks and anxieties ruin my life and I'll never recover. That's so far from the truth, and it was my negative way of thinking, getting the best of me. I used to love playing video games but couldn't anymore. I just wanted to lay down all day until the night came so I could go to sleep. Again, to beat this gloomy way of thinking, you'll need to push yourself just a little. Remember, take it a day at a time. Just push yourself to do something you liked. It could be a hobby, even just for a minute, like you used to. Then pat yourself on the back for doing it. You could still look forward to going to bed because that's okay. It's a part of dealing with all this. All of this can take a toll on you. I was off work for about 5 months, but work was really good about it. I felt mentally tired from everything. The adrenaline was making me feel tired on all levels. Even learning to think positive was making me tired. This is okay. This is how all this training works. Sometimes you feel like you're giving up, but just try to push yourself through it because you will recover and learn to start thinking positive. If you're having a really off day, that's okay too. Maybe you just want to lay down or take a nap during a hot day. Do it. You have to think it's okay to do these things. I felt like I was wasting the day, but this is a part of the recovery process. And again, it's okay to be like this. Later on during your learning to deal with all of this, you may experience mood changes. For me, I will get extremely happy for about 10 seconds, then go to gloom again. I can promise you that euphoria that you feel will level itself out over time. Just keep pushing yourself ever so gently. Never think there is a quick fix because there's not. It's something you can get through and get 100% over and get back to your regular self, but it just takes time. Don't rush it. This is the hardest thing I've ever went through in my life, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I'm an overthinker and super creative. I'm pretty sure this sort of thing happens to the smarter people. There are days later on in the recovery period where I felt a bit uneasy, but remember, it always passes. I wasn't one for writing things down, and I know a lot of people kept a journal of it, so if that's something you want to do, go ahead and try it. Just remember to write the outcome and keep positive. That will help you for the next time you go through the learning process of whatever you wrote about. It's all a learning curve. If you want to sit there watching TV, do it. It's okay. Just take it a day at a time and keep positive. Though it may be hard, keep at it because you'll teach yourself to think positive more and more. One last thing I wanted to add is that I lost my appetite straight up. I lost 30 pounds in like 4 weeks. How I personally got over this was by eating a little of anything as I walked by the fridge. Just keep eating small amounts throughout the day rather than a full-on meal. I found soup the best thing for me, then I graduated to egg sandwiches. Eventually, I was eating normal again. Everything takes time. And if you have to, fake it until you make it. On that note, always check with your doctor. They helped me out a lot by teaching me what I was going through. Talking with a mental health physician is something else I had access to, which helped me with my positive thinking. You can do this on your own as well. And again, you will 100% recover, but don't force yourself. Take it a day at a time. Anxiety is normal. We just lost the ability to distinguish when it's normal anxiety or if it's extreme. But you'll relearn everything and never fear panic attacks. And you'll also learn that anxiety is normal, and you'll balance that out and know when you're feeling a normal anxiety. Well, I know you guys will recover, so thanks for listening to my story. Please comment below if you would like to add something. Some of you are thinking medications. Well, they can help you, but you need to help yourself too. Don't dismiss meds outright. Just make sure to talk it over with a doctor to see if they will aid you on your path to recovery. I'm on Zoloft. I was extremely super hesitant in taking anything. In fact, it was 4 weeks before I decided I just needed that little extra help and decided to start. Like everything, there were a few side effects, sweating a bit or trembling and even making me nervous, but after 8 weeks, that all went away. Just stay on the road. The reason I made this video is because I know people who recover don't post about it. So now you know a lot of people are going through the very same thing you're going through now. I went out of my way and actually captured some nature videos for this very video in 1080p, so you'd have something to watch and relax to. This was taken in Grand Falls, Newfoundland, if you're wondering. Take care, guys, and remember, you're gonna be fine. This is DTR, Communicate Laters.